Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another week of some Torah in memory of my dear friend, our dear friend, Ari Fuld. Hashem Yikom Damo. May God avenge his death. This week's Torah portion, Vayeshev. All right, let's get right into it, folks. Parshat Vayeshev. Vayeshev, and he returns. What are we talking about? Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. And Yaakov, Jacob, returns to the place of his father, the place where his father lives, in Eretz Canaan, the land of Israel. Right? Canaan, which is the land of Israel. Shabbat Shalom Gila. Thanks for watching. Eile toldot Yaakov. And these are the generations of Jacob, of Yaakov, right? The word toldot, whenever it is used now, dealing with Jacob. It is used in the Torah portion of toldot, talking about Isaac. It is used with dealing with Noach, Eila toldot Noach. These are the generations of Noach. Basically, that word means like these are the life stories. This is the legacy of this person, right? Eila toldot Yaakov. What is the legacy? What are the life stories of Yaakov? Yosef, his son Yosef. And here we go, Joseph. And here we're now going to start the unbelievable stories of Joseph and his brothers. And I'm telling you, folks, there are some unbelievable life lessons to be learned from Joseph and his brothers and their father, Jacob, Yaakov. Not all of them are positive. Not all of their actions that we're supposed to learn life lessons from are positive. Some of them are very negative. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Eila toldot Yaakov, Yosef ben 17 shana haya ro'eh et achav batzon, v'hu nar et bnei Bilha et bnei Zilpa neshei aviv, ve'aveh Yosef et dibatam ra'a el avihem. Already, right in the beginning, we're learning about some very important mistakes, very huge mistakes that Joseph was making in his early lifetime. What's going on? Joseph was 17 years old, and he was ro'eh et echav batzon. What does that mean? Well, first of all, if you just run through it, it means that he was herding the sheep with his brothers, right? That's what they did back then. They had herds of sheep, and they were out in the fields, watching them and walking with them on the fields of Judea and Samaria and throughout the land of Israel. They used to walk these hills with their sheep so that their sheep can roam and eat. But if you pay close attention to the actual wording of this sentence, it does not say that Joseph was herding the sheep with his brothers. Very carefully listen. Joseph, haya ro'eh et echav batzon. Right? One second, we had a problem here. He would herd his brothers with the sheep. Alright? Language is very important. The specific words are very important. And what it sounds like from the actual words in the Torah is that Joseph was looking after his brothers while they were herding sheep. Now, folks, Joseph was one of the youngest of all of his siblings. He was one of the youngest. If there would be a sibling in charge, who would be that sibling? It would be the oldest. Would it be one of the youngest? No. But Joseph, as we read this pasuk, as we read this sentence, we're already coming up with one of the problems with Joseph. He was taking it upon himself to look after his older siblings and all of his siblings. All right? And it gets worse. V'hu na'ar et bnei Bilha et bnei Zilpa neshei aviv, right? What does that mean, hu nar? Nar means boy. And he was a boy to the sons of Bilhah. Bilhah was one of the other wives of Jacob, right? He had 4 wives. Leah, Rachel, Rachel, Bilhah, and Zilpah. So here it's saying Joseph was looking after the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his stepbrothers. Vayaveh, and here's where it really gets bad. Vayaveh Yosef et dibatam ra'a el avihem. Joseph was a snitch. He was a snitch to his brothers. When they did something bad or they did something wrong, he would run home and tell his father, "Oh, Dad, do you know what Asher did today? Na, 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 na. Do you know what Naphtali did today? Oh, I'm going to tell you, Dad." What kind of environment do you think that created in the household? Here, you have Joseph, one of the youngest brothers. He was the second to youngest brother. All of the brothers of Leah, of Bilhah, and Zilpah were older than him, right? Rachel was the last one to give birth. All of his brothers from his father's other wives were older than him, and he took it upon himself to look after them and to snitch on them. Now, without even going into the rest of the story, already you can understand the seeds being planted for the antagonism that his brothers had towards him. But it doesn't stop there. And we continue. The Yisrael. Who is Yisrael? Israel. Who is the name of Israel? Jacob. That is Jacob's new name. That's why the people of Israel are called the people of Israel, Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, because we are all the sons of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. It was an additional name he was given. And here the Torah tells us, V'Yisrael ahav et Yosef mikol banav. And Israel, Jacob, loved Joseph more than all of his other sons. Ki ben skunim hulo. He was one of his youngest. He had a special place in his heart for Joseph, who was one of the youngest of his sons. V'asalo kitonet pasim. And Joseph and Jacob gave Joseph a special gift, the multicolored jacket, right? So already we're seeing a dynamic here that's problematic. And the question is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? What are our 2 problems? We have Joseph acting as if he is responsible for all of his brothers, and then acting as a snitch. That's one. And on the other hand, we have Jacob treating Joseph as his most loved son. So which came first? Did Joseph start acting like he's responsible for all his brothers and being a tattletale on them because he felt that he was the most loved son by his father? Or are they not connected and they're 2 just totally separate things? And Joseph acted that way, and in addition, his father treated him as the favorite. The truth is, the answer doesn't make a difference. The more important thing is we're already seeing mistakes, lessons for us to learn from. First lesson, let's start with parenting. Do not favoritize a child. Do not do that. You are planting the seeds of antagonism and hatred within your children the second you favoritize one child over the other child. Now, the lesson to learn from that is not, let me just have one child, because I only have enough love for one child. I don't have enough love for other children. And I'm not just saying that. People say that. People say, oh, I don't understand how you can love more than one child. I'm going to have one child. I don't have time in my life for more than one child. No, that's not the answer at all. That's not what you learn from this. Have a lot of children. Have as many children as you can take care of, as you are able to with your spouse. Children are happiness. Children bring beauty to the world. They bring beauty to the home. Have as many children as you can. If that's 2, if that's 3, if that's 4, if that's 6, if that's 7, if that's 8. As many as you can have and take care of, have. The lesson is not, don't have more than one child. The lesson is, don't favoritize one child over the other. You have enough love for all of them. You have enough love for all of them. It is miraculous that the second you give birth to one child and another child and another child, it's not that your heart only has enough room for enough love. Your heart grows bigger so that more love comes out of it to more and more children, however many you have, whether that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or more. All right? So lesson number 1, don't make the mistake Jacob did in favoritizing one child. And you have to ask yourself, another life lesson, wait a second, aren't we reliving a story here? Didn't Jacob himself go through a similar situation where his father chose his twin brother over him? Right? Isaac loved Esau more than Jacob. The whole story that we just went through the past 2 weeks of Jacob living in fear of his brother because he stole the birthright because he believed he should have the birthright and not his brother Esau. Well, that was because Isaac wanted to give the birthright to Esau because he loved him. He chose Esau. So Jacob himself should have learned the lesson from his own father. Don't favoritize one child over another. But Jacob did not learn that lesson. He's making the same mistake as his father did in a sense. So that's already a life lesson. Learn from others' mistakes. Don't repeat those same mistakes. And that's something we're learning from Jacob. And it's very, very important, folks. Very, very important. We are not supposed to be learning the Bible and thinking that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Rachel, Leah, that they're all perfect. No, not at all. God is teaching us in this book, in this Torah, in this Bible, life is not about perfection. Nobody is perfect. There is only one entity in the world that is perfect, and that is God himself. Everybody, even the great of the great of our forefathers and our foremothers and our rabbis and leaders today, nobody is perfect. One of the most important lessons we're supposed to learn from the Torah. We're supposed to strive to be better. We're supposed to strive for perfection. We're supposed to use the Torah and the commandments and the life lessons the Torah teaches us to be the best people we can be. But let nobody delude themselves into thinking that they will ever be perfect. Each and every one of us will always make mistakes. And sometimes we might make the same mistake twice. Or witness a mistake and then make that same mistake ourselves and not internalize the lesson. As Jacob did not internalize the lesson of not favoritizing. But the important lesson to learn from this is that we're not perfect. All of this we're talking about, after this, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. Because after we're learning about Joseph looking after his brothers and tattletaling on them, after we're learning that Jacob treated Joseph as his favorite son, which obviously made all the brothers jealous, then we learn about Joseph's dreams. What were Joseph's dreams? Joseph's dreams, we're putting together all the sheaves of wheat. And right? And all of your gatherings of wheat, meaning all of his brothers, are bowing down to mine. Right? He's telling his brothers, oh my God, guys, I just had a dream, and all of your stuff was bowing down to my stuff. Can you get any worse to developing jealousy and hatred against yourself? With his own brothers, he is planting the seeds, and then he has another dream, which is the same thing, and this time including his father and mother, that the stars in the sky, that they're all bowing down to him. The whole family's bowing down to him, to Joseph. Can you create any more negative vibes in the home from that? I'm the best. I'm having dreams of everybody bowing down to me. So we're seeing from this mistake after mistake after mistake. That's why the brothers then wanted to kill him. They were jealous. They hated him. That's why they ended up allowing him to be sold into slavery. That's why they told their father Jacob that he was killed. We are glad he's gone. We don't want him in our lives anymore. He caused us a headache. He caused us strife. And we don't want him in the home anymore. So, Father, we're so sorry that he's dead, right? Because they told him he's killed. But in their hearts, they were so glad to be rid of Joseph. All right, now I'm going to jump ahead. Because again, the life lessons we're learning here is that Joseph made all these mistakes. His father made a mistake favoritizing him. Joseph himself made all these mistakes to create the atmosphere of hatred and jealousy towards him that wanted his brothers to get rid of him. And then in the end, who's the savior of the Jewish people in Egypt? Joseph. So the fundamental life lesson we have to learn from all this, folks, is we're all making mistakes all the time. But do not think that because you make a mistake or many mistakes that you cannot rectify them and be a better person and end up doing unbelievable great things to help humanity, your community, your people, your country. You can. Don't let your mistakes get you down. That's what you should learn from Joseph. That's what you should learn from the brothers. They also made a mistake, right? They sold him. They tried to kill him. That's what you should learn from Jacob. All of these people that we're learning about in this story today, in this week's Torah portion, all over the world in Jewish communities, we should be focusing not on how these people are perfect, but how they're not perfect. And how they make mistakes and made mistakes. And even though they made those mistakes, they overcame to do unbelievable things and be the role models who they are, not because of their perfection, but because of their imperfection. So in memory of Ari, I just want everyone you to know, each and every one of you are beautiful creations. Each and every one of you have the ability within you to make a huge impact upon your family, your community, your people, your nation, your country, or just for yourself. Do not get yourself down because of whatever mistakes you make. Don't do that. Try to learn from the mistakes. Try not to repeat them. And if you do, try not to repeat them again. But be like Joseph. Be like me. Be like Ari. And even though you are imperfect, always strive to be the best, most giving, most productive person you can be to make a difference. I'm trying to make a difference for my family. I'm trying to make a difference for my people, the Jewish people, for my homeland, for Israel, for humanity. I'm trying to make a difference in Ari's memory, to keep Ari's memory alive. What are you trying to do? And never allow yourself to say, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I made that mistake. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not a good enough person. Yes, you are. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, from the ancestral Jewish homeland here in the Judean hills, overlooking our ancient holy city of Jerusalem, which is today the modern capital city of the Jewish people's state of Israel. Shabbat Shalom. And like Ari used to say, share, share, share. Let's all make a difference. Take care, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.